Chicano Rap Radio. Raw and uncut.
Cubo, and welcome to another episode of Chicano Rap Radio. I'm your homie Snipes holding it down, and today we have the honor of being joined by the one and only Mr. Shadow. So without further ado, let's welcome the homie to the show. What's up, G? How you doing?
What's going on? I'm doing great, man. Thank you for having me, bro.
It's a pleasure and it's an honor. I'm glad we're finally able to to get you on the show and kind of see what's been going on in your life. I just wanted to kind of touch a little bit in regards to your music in the past. So we can maybe just talk a little bit about that. I mean, there's not too much to say because everybody knows your music, your catalog, knows who you are. But for me, I say it's an honor because I grew up to Till I Die, and I'm sure a lot of people out there definitely, grew up to that music. Can you tell me a little bit more about how that album came to be?
Well, I mean, I'm sure everybody's heard this story before, you know what I'm saying? But I was 15 in the process of writing that album. I dropped it when I was 16. Um, I wasn't even old enough to sign my own contracts yet, you know what I'm saying? So I had my older homeboy from my neighborhood, Hitman. Shout out to my boy Hits. He was basically my manager slash legal guardian at the time.
That's right.
That would, help me read the contracts, tell me yes, no, let's ask for more. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much that was how all this came about. He's the one that took me to the studio when I recorded Till I Die, which was the first song that I ever recorded professionally and that I wrote professionally, like to where I felt, you know what, I gotta do this with this song. And whatever answer they give me from this song, the feedback from this song, it's either gonna tell me go for it, or it's gonna tell me just stop. You know what I'm saying? Don't go through with it. Keep going with your hustle and because that's what I was doing. I was hustling, making money. I had to stop school, got my GED after I got out the hall. So yeah, man, I was just a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Sounds like you were
if
active too. You just got out of the hall.
yeah, I was active. And I had just got out for a possession of a concealed weapon. You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, I was active. And again, being active, you gotta remember, I pulled up to that radio station. I was in a tank top, shaved head, long socks, dicky shorts, and they didn't fucking open the door for me. But that program director, Lisa Vasquez, man, much love and respect to her because she's the one that pretty much solidified the work that I did that she thought it was so great that she fucking
Yeah.
put me on a tour with Lighter Shade of Brown, threw me on the radio right after she heard that single,
Right.
and everything just took off from there.
The rest is history. And
Yeah.
I wanted to also I don't want to overlook the fact that you were 16 years old when you wrote that album. I mean, that's a masterpiece. I
Thank
think
you.
a lot of people would agree, and to be so young and to have that level of intelligence to put out that album. I mean, it's a big accomplishment. But take me back a little bit, just for the fans. I mean, what led up to that? I mean, there had to have been a point where you started getting into rap, and maybe you met the right people that said, "Yeah, let's get you into the studio." How'd that happen?
Well, I was around it my whole life. See, Night Owl, my older homie from my neighborhood, everybody knows Night Owl is. He was doing neighborhood raps, and I was so fucking intrigued. Like, damn, I want to rap, and I wasn't even thinking professionally. I was just saying, I want to rap and do neighborhood raps for the hood. You know what I'm saying? But it so happened to be that my boy Hitman, which was the one that took me on the road and did it. We did everything together for Till I Die. That's Night Owl's uncle. You know what
Oh,
I'm
okay,
saying? So,
that's right. I didn't know that.
so we would always kick it. We would go to the studio, and then once I turned like 13, 14, I started to go everywhere with Night Owl. Studios, Johnny J's, rest in peace. I started to meet Big Sack from Thug Life and all these crazy ass people, and I wasn't even in my mind, I wasn't thinking that, you know what, I'm gonna drop a record and fucking and do my thing myself. Nah,
Yeah.
I just started going everywhere with them. Steve Vicious, Pistol Pete's, and I think the more I saw of it and remembering how good I felt being there, and it wasn't even my session. I was just there for the homie.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try this shit. But I heard his sound, and whoever else was doing music at the time was a Dog Pound, Snoop, Dre, and I was like, I want to do something different. So I took I didn't take it. I just told Steve Vicious, look, Vicious, I want you to make me a beat and flip more bounce to the ounce like you never heard before.
Mhm.
And he fucking came back a few days later and gave me Till I Die, the instrumental.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And you know, you're talking about Mr. Night Owl. It reminded me of the interview that I had with him. He was telling me about this one time that you guys went out and he got so faded that you had to drive the car home. And
Hey, bro, I was about to turn 14. That's again, we were at a Halloween party at Johnny J's house. We spent the night there because the days before that, we were shooting a video in LA with Big Syke from Thug Life, rest in peace.
wow,
And Johnny J had produced it. So we were just there supporting. We actually got a cameo in that video. And we went back to Johnny J's house in Palmdale. And he said, well, why don't you guys just stay the night? Tomorrow we're going to have this big ass Halloween party. And I was like, fuck it. I have to work on Sunday, but you know what? We'll just chill Saturday and we'll head back Saturday night,
yeah,
whatever. Bro, we got so fucked up. Including myself, I was faded, bro, and I was a little ass kid,
yeah,
you know. I remember it was that big ass fucking white Thunderbird of his, and I could barely see over the steering wheel. And he was so faded, and we had to get back home because he had to go work in the morning, like around
right,
8 in the morning or some shit.
yeah,
So we took off like at 2 in the morning, a 4 hour drive, you know. So he was like, "Here, dog, you drive." I was like, "What the fuck?" I never fucking drove. You know, we were stealing cars with the homies and shit. I was G riding and whatnot. You know, not
yeah,
give a fuck how I was doing or I was passenger, but never did I take a long ass trip to where I knew how to drive, like really officially know how to
yeah,
drive. You know,
yeah,
and that day was my test, bro. I said, fuck it. I mean, I watched what he did. I
yeah,
know how to put it in park and reverse and drive and
yeah,
you know, at first I was, braking and shit like all crazy, but then once you got on the freeway, it's a straight shot. You know what I'm saying? It was
yeah.
just all about staying within the lanes, but I was fading myself, bro. I was high and drunk. He was passed out in the fucking passenger seat. And yeah, everybody knows the story. I fucking
Yeah,
ended
yeah.
up hitting a Greyhound bus and he found
But you
out
made it home.
because
But you
yeah, we
made it
made it
home.
home. He dropped me off. He dropped me off, and I told him, "Here, dog, I'm gonna get out. Just scoot over because he had a big ass bench seat." I said, "Just
Yeah,
slide over, fool, so you don't have to get out and shit." You
yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean? In my head, thinking, "Damn, this fool gets out, he's gonna see the fucking the damage on the car. He's gonna talk shit." So
yeah.
he went home. He went home, and I guess the next morning on his way out to go to work,
Mm.
he calls me. Hey, what the fuck happened to the car, dog? I said, "Man, I don't fucking know, bro." And later on, I ended up telling him like, "Hey, man, I hit a Greyhound, bro."
Yeah,
I'm lucky that Greyhound didn't fucking spin out and kill everybody on that bus, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But
yeah. Or
left a
hurt
big
you
ass
guys.
wheel. Yeah, it left a big ass wheel impression on the side of the car, and the fender kind of fucking like was hanging to the side and shit all crazy. So,
Well, you guys made it
that's
home.
it.
You guys made it
Yeah, we
home.
we definitely made it home. I'm still here.
I'm sure you guys laugh about it now. He was probably pissed at the
Oh
time.
man. Oh yeah. I mean, even then, he was mad as fuck, but he laughed. He was like, "Man, I'm just glad we made it home, bro." He
Yeah,
goes, "That shit's fixable." You know what I'm saying? So,
that's right.
shout out to my big bro.
That's right. That's right. Well, I think all those experiences, help contribute, to the person you are now and how it worked itself into the music. Now, from Till I Die, after that, I think a year or two later, you put out Born Without a Conscience, Expect the Unexpected, Can't Hide from Shadow. I mean, you just went on a spree, like
Yeah.
what was in your mind at that time that you just wanted to just put out so much music?
Well, the plan was to drop a record a year. You know what I'm saying? Drop it at the beginning of the year, write it all year long, and make as much money as you can off of it. You know what I'm saying? But off of the first album, I had a really good relationship with East Side Records, Navarre, and Thump Records, because Bill Walker's dad is the one that owns East Side Records, which is Richard Sneed,
Mhm.
and Bill Walker owned Thump Records. So it was like they were like joining together. You know what I'm saying? But we made East Side what it is, and they were. I was stupid, dog. We didn't know any better. Like me and my manager, my boy Hitman, we were like, look, we could do another record and fucking get another $100,000 off of it. And I was splitting it down the middle with them, homie. So
That's
the
right.
more we got, the better for both of us, So
Mhm.
I was recording records and I was selling my masters because I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
And now I regret it because I mean shit, I could have been living better, you know what I'm saying, if I would have kept all my masters, but that's how it went down. So every record I recorded, um, I would do it with the intention of selling the masters at the end of the run and making the money off of it all year long and then selling it. You know what I'm
Flipping it.
saying? So instead of making the millions off it just till I die, I ended up selling it to Eastside Navarre.
Yeah, but you were young. I mean, to your credit, I mean, you
I
still
mean, I
pulled
was
off a.
16, bro.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
16.
and
You know
and
what I'm saying?
you have more passion for the music than maybe some of the shady dealings that some of these or more savvy business people, music people in the business, that they already know about publishing rights and and masters and things like that. But most people as an artist, they're just concerned with putting out the music. So I mean,
Yeah,
I think it was a learning experience, but at the same time, like you're still shadow. That's the one thing they can never buy. The person that
right.
you are, the music you put out, is still you.
I mean, and now I know more, and I'm more, you know, what I mean? Like I know the business, I know what to do, what not to do, and I mean, it's crazy how we were so naive, you know what I mean? But I don't regret anything, bro. It was all a learning experience. Again, I was 16 years old. You know, who at 16 makes 350,000.
Yeah,
You got to
yeah,
remember, we were sold 50,000 units out of the trunk of that Cadillac. Me and my homeboy Hitman driving to every state at $7 a piece, homie. That's 350 G's, dog.
right.
You know what I mean? At 16, I mean,
No,
I would, yeah,
that's
I was
massive.
spending it. I was spending it like I was making it, but who
Yeah,
cares, man? That's something that I can say I did. All
yeah,
the crazy shit that we didn't experience, I can say I did it.
yeah,
And you know, and now it's just now I'm older. Now I'm more wise with my moves because now I have my family that depends on me, my
right,
kids.
right.
So it's a whole different ball game, you know.
Speaking of kids, are you in someone's room right there?
Oh yeah, yeah. Check this out. This is my daughter's playroom, bro. So if you see pink and all kinds of shit, you know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
that's
It's
not
not
that's
my
not your.
bedroom.
No, that's right.
This is my daughter, my 7-year-old daughter's playroom and shit. And I just came
That's
in
right.
here because it's probably the quietest room in the
Yeah,
house.
yeah, that's right. Well, the moves that you made as a youngster, allowed you to contribute or provide for your family now, is the reason why
Oh yeah,
your daughter
definitely.
has her own room. Or if not, at least, she has a nice room. I mean, I had to share a room growing up. I think I was till I was
And me
18.
too. And me too, dog. That's a trip because you know what I'm saying. Like we're 8 kids, bro. I'm the youngest. You know what I'm saying? That when I first was growing up, the beginning of my year before my teen years,
Yeah.
I was living in a 1 bedroom little fucking duplex. You know what I'm saying? With all my brothers and sisters and my mom and my dad.
Hmm.
So I would sleep in the room with my mom and my dad, and my brothers and sisters would be like fucking tamales laid out in the living
Yeah.
room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it was crazy. I ain't ashamed to say that because I come from humble beginnings, bro. I
Yeah.
was broker than shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We were broke, and that just it brings out a different person when you grow up and then
Right.
you start having stuff and I never one thing I told myself is when I had my first kid, I said, you know what, I'm gonna give you everything that I couldn't have, I'm gonna give you and then some, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because I,
Right.
I don't ever want you to say, oh, my dad couldn't, my dad said no, or make them feel the way I felt when I would ask for something and my parents
Yeah.
said, we can't,
We can.
put it
Right.
back.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go to the store and don't ask for shit.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
But you know what, homie? I think it's kind of like a double-edged sword when you grow up like that, because I think in a lot of ways it's good to see that part of life, and it makes you more hungry, because it had to have contributed to the person that you are, to your drive, to your work ethic. I mean, do you attribute the way you grew up to the way you approach your business?
oh, definitely. I mean, before my music shit, bro, like I was saying, at the age of 12, I was already slanging. I was slinging weed and crystal, you know what I'm saying? So it, it hit different because I was like, you know what? I sold the first sack and I made money. I was like, I have $100 in my pocket. What the fuck? Let's make that into 500. Let's make that
Right.
into 1,000. And
Yeah.
by the time I was 15, I was dealing with grown ass men. I was always the youngest one, doing things behind closed doors. So it was for the better, you know what I'm saying? And I made the best of it. And
That's right.
again, I don't regret anything. I appreciate and love my parents for everything that they did for me. And you know, too bad my pops couldn't stay around longer to see everything that I did, to where when I went to Guadalajara, his hometown, to perform in front of thousands of people at a car show just last year. You know what I'm saying?
That's solid.
I went to visit him at the cemetery after, because he's buried in Guadalajara. So when I
Okay.
went to Zapopan to do this show, went over there and shit. But
That's
yeah,
right.
man, I wish he was here to see, because I'm not gonna say he was one of my doubters, but he was really like, every time I would tell him something, be like, que vas a andar cantando, you know what I mean? Like,
Right. Right.
and my mom was always the one like, hey, just keep doing what you're doing. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, and it's just a different generation. I mean, I think so some some of our parents they don't see the vision the way we see it.
right,
And they want you to be more practical. I think that's the challenge for artists nowadays. Is like it makes more sense probably to go put in work at your 9 to 5, but at the same time, maybe you're selling yourself short. But then again, you put in the same effort into being in the studio, writing your lyrics. Yeah, you're gonna struggle. Yeah, you might be sleeping on someone's couch, or eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or whatever, but all that hard work eventually is going to pay off.
and I think it all came because my pops, he was an actual avid guitar player. He would play the accordion. He would write corridos, and I just think that since he never went anywhere musically,
Hmm.
he's seen, he's like, how the hell are you gonna be doing it if I couldn't do it? You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
But I mean nowadays, shit, everybody down the block is a rapper.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, without getting too much into that, I think there's some people that can definitely pursue their passion. And there's some people that just need to be like, it's not for you, homie.
Stop.
Yeah,
Their
exactly.
homies are lying to him.
Yeah, right. Someone tell them the truth. Those aren't real homies, to be honest with you. If they're not
Exactly.
giving you honest feedback. Um, you know, I want to get a little bit more into the music, but let's take a quick little break and we'll be
All
right
right.
back. That's right.
Oh yeah.
You're listening to Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Hit us up at 805-395-6595 for your special requests, dedications, and shoutouts. Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Welcome back to Chicano Rap Radio. We're chopping it up with Chicano rap legend, Mr. Shadow, representing out of SD. He's played a huge role in, what Chicano rap has, spreading Chicano rap throughout the world. He accomplished a lot at a young age. I mean, we were talking about how, he, at such a young age, he linked up with certain players in the game, and which allowed him to put out Till I Die. And, the rest is kind of history, and all the things that he learned along the way. One thing before we get away from that album that I wanted to touch on your album Till I Die. Um, Little Rob has been also a big player in Chicano rap and in the San Diego music scene. He was on
Right.
your first album. Is there a reason why your later projects, we don't see him anymore?
Okay, so I met Little Rob when I was opening up for Lighter Shade of Brown and TJ at Club Vibe. I was opening up with one song, which was Till I Die. I met him when I got off stage. He came up, hey, homie, I'm feeling your shit, blah, blah, blah. We exchanged numbers, left it at that. Um, Went home, chopped it up with Little One, and Little One had already known him. So Rob came to pick me up. We went and met up with Little One at the park, where he actually got arrested that day. Went to county jail. Um, and we were chilling right there at Morley Fields in Golden Hills. And so, me and Rob recorded, we were chilling every fucking day. You gotta think about this. We would chill every single day. I mean, as soon as he got out of work, he would go straight to my house and we would chill for hours, just listening to music, fiddling with music. And then we ended up recording till like Apocalypse, Go Ahead, Rumors.
Mhm.
And then we had a fallout. You know what I'm saying? We had a fallout. And since I paid for the sessions and I paid for the beats, it was only right that I kept the songs and I put them on my album.
Mhm.
And after that, we just never talk to each other again ever
So he felt different
since.
in regards to that.
Yeah, yeah. It was it was just a unfortunate event that took place. and he couldn't accept the facts. So, I had to respond like a man would respond when he's trying to help his brother, homie. Like I consider him my brother. Like my mom, what I mean, would treat him like a son and vice versa. So his mom would treat me like one when I would go there. You know what I'm saying? So when I try to, give him a heads up about something and he accused me of doing so, I was like, what? That's the thing you're gonna give me, bro? When I'm calling you to tell you something that's happening or that somebody wants to happen. I'm telling you, bro, like out of love, out of respect, because I look at you like a brother.
Right.
And he comes back at me like, fuck you, I knew it. Blah blah like okay, well, it is what it is then. So what happened happened and we just never spoke again.
And it sounded like, you guys developed like a really tight bond, so
Oh
for
yeah,
you
dog.
guys to have that falling out, it must have, been like massive,
It
in
cru-
his eyes.
it crushed him and it crushed me, bro. Like you said, it was a very, very tight bond, and I don't care what he says, he can try to deny the facts, but he knows it. He knows it in his heart, he knows it in his mind, and he knows that we would have been way, way further in our careers if he wouldn't have fucking bitched up. If he wouldn't have bitched up and acted the way he did, it would have been a whole totally different scene for both of us. But he took it a certain way, went about it a certain way. So I responded, bro. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't a bitch. I
Right.
was active at the time, homie. So I didn't really give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and that was the last time, bro, that I try to do that for somebody because I was calling him with all sincerity and honesty, bro, and it basically slapped me in the face.
Right. Right.
And it taught me or showed me where his mentality was in regards to me and that situation, like
Hmm.
to know and think like, damn, dog, that's what you really thought.
Yeah.
Why didn't you talk to me about it like a man, like a bro? You know what I mean?
Right.
Instead of waiting for something to happen to fucking throw it out there and be a bitch about it. But it is what it is, man.
Now, if what happened in the past is left in the past, and he had a change of heart, change of mind. I mean, is there a possibility for you guys to kind of, mend things and move forward, or is it kind of final?
I've said it before. I'm done and over with that, dog. Like, I was young. What happened happened. We're all grown, got our families. He's married, has his wife and kid. I'm married, got my wife and kids.
Hmm.
Um, I would never want to jeopardize that of his or mine. Uh, and like I said it before, people ask me all the time, "Would you do a song with Rob?" And I tell them, "Look, I'm ready when he is. I've been ready, and I
Hmm.
know that if me and him did something new, it would fucking be the biggest thing. It would be like Tupac and Biggie getting back together and doing a
Right.
song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's how people see it. Not, I'm not putting us up there like that, but that's the drama.
Hmm.
That's how big it got. You know what I'm saying? So I think if me and him did a record together, and I know that there's not so much animosity towards him, towards me, in him towards me, because I mean we saw each other. We shook hands, hugged it out, took a picture at the Latin. What was it? One of the fucking shows we did in Riverside, that little one through the Latin lockdown tours, and we crossed paths. I was going to one side of the stage, he was going to the other side, and we crossed at that very time. You know what I mean? And he looked at me, I looked at him. I said, "What's up, homie?" He's like, "What's up, dog? Been a long time." We shook hands, hugged it out, took a picture, and all right, cool. I'll get at you. Cool, homie. Just
And
kept
that was that.
walking, and that was that. Last time I seen him, I got nothing bad to say about the dude. Only thing I don't like about him, or not about him, but about the way he goes about it, is that he tries to deny or he tries to forget about the fact that you know we have a lot of history, dog, and he can't erase it.
Right.
He can't erase it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
It's on
he
record.
he he scratches me off of pictures, and he fucking
Yeah. That's
he'll tell promoter like you know what I mean, I rather not perform. Like if he's on a show and they book me on the same show, he'll cancel. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like he couldn't do that in the Latin lockdown. Uh, and I'm not gonna lie, I was wondering like how the fuck is this gonna go down? Well, if he gets on his defensive side, I'm gonna do the same. So we might squat, we might shake hands and fucking say what's up. And that's exactly
Right.
what happened. We shook
Yeah.
hands, hugged it out, took a picture. And that was it.
Yeah, yeah. And going back to the music, I mean, you have a massive catalog. You've put out a lot of songs,
Yeah.
either by yourself, or compilations, or appeared on other people's albums, or songs or singles. Um, you've brought up Mr. Little One, a few times, and I know you guys also have a tight relationship.
Oh, that's my brother, bro. Yeah.
That's right. And I know you guys recently also put out an album together called The Mistas Volume 1. Can you tell me a little bit about that project?
That's basically because I mean, there's been the first Misters album we did
Hmm.
with Low Profile,
Yeah.
which it wasn't a Misters album because there was other artists thrown in there, and it was more like a compilation, but they just named it the Misters. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And after that, we recorded one a few years back, like I don't know, 6, 7 years back, and that album we took it and we sold it. You know what I'm saying? So that album hasn't even came out yet. You know what I
Really?
mean? And yeah, the
It's in the
owner, and that shout out to the homie, you know what I mean? Bundy from Pimp Rollin' Records, Pimp Rollin' G's. They're the ones that own that record, but it hasn't came out. My boy's doing time, so I'm sure when he comes out, he's gonna want to, drop it or whatever. But
Yeah.
the Misters Volume One that me and Little One recently released in this past Halloween is basically a reset to the Misters. And that's why we titled it the Misters Volume One, because we're considering this one our first one.
Hmm.
Um, you know what I'm saying? And then there's gonna be a volume two, volume three, volume four,
Right.
and
Just the
so on.
beginning.
So yeah, so just so people know when that other album does come out, it's me and Little One. It's unreleased songs. You know what I'm saying? But it's something we have nothing to do with. The homie Bundy owns it. Shout out to the homie. And
Okay.
yeah, the Misters Volume One, we own that 50-50, and it's all us. And we're gonna be coming with a second volume real soon.
That's right. And that album, I mean, we can't expect anything less, but full of heaters, full of bangers. Is there any singles that you guys, or not singles, any music videos that we can expect from that album? I mean, I know Stay True and, WGAF, or some of the standout tracks on there.
Those
But
are
is
exactly the ones. Those are
see?
exactly the ones we're gonna do videos to.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, I think Stay True's next. So
Okay.
we already released one, um, and now we're gonna release Stay True's gonna be the second one we're gonna be shooting.
So when can we, the fans, expect that?
Video wise, in the next upcoming months, you know what
Okay.
I'm saying. In the next couple months, we should be dropping two more videos for that record, and probably start recording the second volume already. So yeah.
So it sounds like, and just judging by the things that you've been posting on Instagram, it seems like you have a lot of songs in the vault. I mean, is that a true statement? Do you have a lot of unreleased music just ready to
I
go?
have a lot of music, bro, to where I'm actually gonna cherry pick the ones that are gonna make the record, and the ones that are not, I'll probably do a compilation or whatever, you know what I mean? But my English album, All About Me, the B-sides, is gonna be the one I'm gonna be releasing for my English. I got a lot of dope ass features on that one. I got Glasses Malone on there.
That's right.
Uh, I got some stuff that I'm doing with West Coast Stone, another legend with super dope ass music. Um, and just a few other things, but I'm gonna be releasing that and then my Spanish record also.
Okay. Okay. And I want to get into that a little bit more, so let's take another quick little break, and we'll be right back, and we'll talk about your upcoming music. You're
Cool.
listening to Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Welcome back to Chicano Rap Radio. We've been chopping up with the homeboy, Mr. Shadow, talking about his music and his journey along the way. He's put out a lot of music, and in the last 20 years that he's been doing this, 20 plus years that he's been doing this. I
26.
26. Okay, to be exact. To be exact. And I know you have some upcoming album releases. You have a Spanish one and an English one. Tell me a little bit more about the English album. What's the name of it, and when you plan to release it?
Okay, so my English record that I'm gonna be dropping is gonna be called All About Me, the B-sides. That'll be out again sometime late February, early March.
Okay. Why the B side?
The B side because I'm basically flipping the record over and I'm gonna take songs out, add new songs in. Um, that song that album. I pressed up 1,000 CDs. I sold them all, and somebody leaked it on YouTube, and the whole world listened to it. The whole world got a hold of it. Um, it didn't get. I don't think it got the glory it deserves, and so for that same reason, I'm gonna redrop a few of the songs on the original album, and then I'm gonna add new songs, and that's gonna be all about me, the B sides, and just work the record the way it was supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like it got released along with the Spanish one uh, when I had my first stroke in '09, and it was real frustrating when I couldn't rap and say B's or P's because of my disability. So
Was there like a
uh,
paralysis, partial paralysis?
yeah,
And
the left side of my face, just like this past July, I had paralysis, but I got in that CMOS gel and it brought me back to life, man. Thank God to my boy Frank Nitty for that. But yeah, so that's gonna be the whole concept behind it. I know it got released before. A lot of people, oh, I have that already. Cool, you know what I'm saying? But it didn't. The record, in my perspective, didn't get the attention it deserved.
right,
So, so I'm just gonna re-release it and let the rest of the world that hasn't heard it, because a lot of people haven't heard it. Just
right.
as I get as many messages telling me that they already heard it and that they already have it,
Mhm.
there's a lot of people that tell me, they never heard it or they feel like
Right.
it's a brand new record. So I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna be dropping it real soon, and hope you guys like it.
Yeah, yeah. Keep an eye out for it. And I think one of the reasons why maybe there's still a huge percentage of the population that never heard it was because you didn't intend for it to be released the way it was released. So you didn't give it the proper shine, the proper marketing
Right.
and everything to get it
Yeah.
to the masses.
It basically got leaked. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Once I released it, people loaded it on YouTube and they loaded all the songs, so it just went down the drain.
And for anybody out there that is saying that, oh, I already heard it. Well, actually, no, you haven't, because you said you're gonna, or they haven't, because you say that you're gonna add new songs to it as well, right? It's gonna be a mixture.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm pretty much gonna take half of the songs off of it that I feel should be replaced with newer ones and just keep the vibe going. You know what I mean? Because that record has a certain type of vibe. So
Hmm.
um, definitely worth checking it out and give me your opinion on it.
Right, right. And plus, well, in my opinion, it seems like it also has, it represents something special to you because it represents the recovery that led up
Definitely.
to the album.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like I was saying, the Spanish record I released was the mirror to that, which was Todo de Mi, all about me, but in Spanish, totally different songs, all in Spanish.
Hmm.
And that got released in 2010. I released that record from my hospital bed. You know what I'm saying? I was doing the track listing, going through pictures, and
Hmm.
if you look at those records, that's why those pictures are like that, because those are pictures that I had in my computer that I just, you know what, let's just use this
Hmm.
and just make a cover, let's press it up and fucking have it ready. So it took me longer than I thought to get back to normal. It took me 2 years. Um, and it was hard, man. It was hard, learning how to. I could barely walk. My equilibrium was off. I couldn't say certain words. Like I said, I couldn't say P's or B's.
Hmm.
And it was frustrating. I would go in the studio and literally punch walls because I couldn't fucking say I was spitting in it and it wouldn't come out the way they're supposed to, And it's if you never, experience something like that, I hope you never do. It's something that it's really fucking disabling. It really disencourages you. It makes you have crazy thoughts. Like I was thinking, like, man, fuck this. I ain't trying to rap no more. You know what I mean? I'm never gonna be back. But you just gotta stay positive, man. Stay
Right.
positive
Right.
and leave it in God's hands, man, and
Hmm.
everything will come about.
Right. Right. Put in the work and work through the rehabilitation process.
Yeah.
And you said that you put out also Todo de Mi in 2010. Now, are you doing the same thing with the Spanish album that you said you have upcoming, or is that completely new music that no
That's
one's ever heard?
completely new. You know, uh, as most of you know, I released Hasta la Muerte. which is Till I Die in Spanish. I released that in 2016. That was my last release. And this new one is called Born Without a Conscience in Spanish, Nací sin conciencia. That's gonna be coming out late February, early March. All new songs, all new features. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be a dope record.
That's right. That's right. Now, why? Well, I mean, I understand why, but tell me a little bit more about why you think there's a big shift in people gravitating more towards Spanish albums, Spanish rap albums. What's your view on that?
I mean, I think it's because of the way the hip hop scene is in Mexico right now. It's surpassed Chicano rap. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the market's so big, and it's all for Spanish music.
Hmm.
Um, so as far as that goes, it has to do with the market in Mexico, man, because every month, people are coming out with videos every week. Like it's consistent, you know what I mean? The content is authentic. In Mexico, if you're not real, they don't fuck with you. In Mexico, they'll fucking chew you up and spit you out so quick you won't know what the hell happened. You know what I'm saying? Like I know there's some that have tried it and didn't accomplish anything. And they could be some of the most successful over here on this side, but you go over there, you're a
Right.
newcomer. You know what I mean? Especially if you don't talk Spanish right. They fucking sense that shit, that pochoism, they
Yeah.
fucking sense it like fucking blood and water to a shark. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That you cannot fool them, homie. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like they'll tell you straight out, hey, pinche gabacho, pinche pocho, porque they know the real. And when you're not, they you leave a bad taste in their mouth, and they don't want to see you or hear you again.
Why do you think I mean, it seems like it has just exploded in the last couple of years. I mean, in your view,
Yeah,
why is that it took such a small amount of time for it to get to like the massive level that it is right now?
because the fans are real fans, bro. They're loyal. They're you know what I'm saying? Like they could be, over here they pick and choose. You know what I mean? Over there, they if you're authentic and you're real with it, they fuck with you, and they fuck with you tough. You know what I'm saying? And luckily for me, all my fans over there, they were fans of my, because I released a Spanish record a long time ago, my very first one. Um, and they've been following me since Till I Die. And they talk about Till I Die, and all the songs with me and Rob, and they like Rob can't hold his own weight in Mexico. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't speak Spanish fluently. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Everywhere I went in Mexico, they're like, fuck that guy. He's a gabacho, he's a pocho, or he thinks he's the shit. Because I don't know what he went to do over there, but when he went over there, it wasn't, they weren't feeling it. You know what I mean? And again, it all just goes back to you know to your roots. If you're a true Mexican, if you speak the tongue that is native to them, and you speak it right, you know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Because you can't go over there trying to half-ass talk Spanish like you do over here and get away with it, because they'll lynch your ass for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 and you're right. I mean, they pick up on it right away. Everything from your mannerisms to the way you say certain words, they know. They know
Oh
that
yeah.
you're not a native speaker. And you mentioned that the people in Mexico who listen to your music, they've been following you since your first album, but also your first Spanish album. Was that Soy Chingon?
No,
Or
that's soy mexicano.
Soy Mexicano was your first one?
Soy mexicano. Yeah, El Más Chingón was a song on my Hasta la Muerte record that I dropped in 2016.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Soy Mexicano. Yeah, that was a tough album.
Thank
All
you.
right. So yeah, I mean, there's not much to add to your legacy. I mean, you're still going to continue to put out a lot of music. I know you still have a lot of bangers in the vault, and you're Mr. Shadow. You have 26 years under your belt of consistently putting out just bangers and heaters, and we look forward to your upcoming albums, the Spanish album, the English album. We're definitely going to support you, and I know the fans out there listening now are definitely going to support you. Is there anything that you want to touch on, before we end the interview, whether it's music related, non-music related, that you kind of want to leave the fans with?
Well, first of all, before anything, I want to take some time to thank each and every person that reached out to me, fans that reached out when I was uh, in the hospital this past July in 2019. I had thousands and thousands of messages and well wishes from my fans because I had a stroke in July of last year. And I mean, I'm back 1,000%. You know what I'm saying? God is great. So I want to thank every single one of you that reached out. You know, that shit felt good when you're in that hospital by yourself because of that COVID shit. You know what I mean? And they don't let nobody in. Although I was there for my stroke, I had to be there by myself, not my wife, not my kids. Nobody can come visit me. All I could do is communicate through phone. And I had the time to actually see each and every single message, every single thing that came in. So I want to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. That shit meant a lot. It means a lot. And second, I see a lot of people go on the gram, Facebook, whatever social media, Snapchat, whatever they fucking use, and they film, they post themselves, doing something generous for somebody, whether it's giving money, giving food and clothes to the homeless, to the needy. Look, me and my family do that shit almost on daily fucking, on daily basis. I try to teach my kids, like, look, you know what I mean? There's people that need it more than us. You know what I'm saying? Like the story I told you about that homeless lady, Shirley. You
Right.
know what I mean? And every time we see her, gotta bless her with something. You know what I mean? And not only her, we do a lot of different things for different people, bro. But I don't post myself doing it because the only person that I care knowing what I'm doing is my family and the man upstairs. That's it. I don't care for all my followers or to be on somebody's feed or be on the on any kind of social media glorifying what I'm doing for somebody. That's not genuine. You know what I mean? If you do it from the heart. You know what I'm saying? Do it because that's coming out of your generosity from your heart, not because you want people to fucking like you or because you want to prove something to somebody or you
Right.
want to fucking feel good about yourself by having people say, "Oh, that's right, homie, much love.
Yeah.
God
Yeah.
bless you." Nah, fuck all that, man. That ain't cool, dog. You know what I mean? Like that shit gets under my skin so bad. And it's like if like I said, if people were genuine about the shit they're doing for other people, they
Mhm.
don't need nobody's fucking approval. They don't need nobody's like.
Right.
They don't need
Right.
nobody's attention. The only attention you need is from the man upstairs. He sees
Okay.
everything, man. You know
Right.
what I mean? So with that being said, be genuine about your shit or don't post it at all. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? That's why I don't even post a lot on my fucking Instagram, bro. Like that's the reason I post a lot of songs because I don't need people's approval for anything I'm doing. Like
Right. Right.
especially acts of generosity, acts of kindness or
Mhm.
generosity, bro. Like that's if that's out of your heart, only person that needs to know is you and the man upstairs, man.
Right. Right.
That's it.
So
That's it,
so
dog. And, it just bothers me a lot, bro, when I see that, and I see that shit almost every day,
yeah.
especially when it comes around the holidays or you know what I mean, or some type of special day coming up. Oh, I'm gonna be doing this, doing that. Fucking, if you need support from somebody, reach out to that person, tell them to support you if they can. If they can't, you don't have to fucking post it for what? What are you posting it for? Honestly, what are you posting it for? So you can get a kudos from the people, or people can tell you what great of a job you're doing, or what good of a thing you're doing. For what?
Right.
That's not cool, dog. It's not cool because it's not genuine.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm
And
saying?
in a way, you're just using that person who's already in a bad situation, for your own benefit.
Yeah, you don't know how that person is feeling and shit. You're probably making them, belittling them even more or degrading them even more about their situation they're in. You know what I'm saying? Some
Right.
of those homeless people might be new homeless people that just lost their house due
Yeah.
to this COVID bullshit and having no jobs. You
Yeah.
know, and then you have the people that have been on the street since they were 18 and they're 50 now. You know what I mean? So you don't know their story, bro. You don't know their stories, and the best thing you could do is do it out of the kindness of your heart and be real. You know what
That's
I
right.
mean? Be real. That's it.
Cool. thanks a lot for, all your words of wisdom. Thanks a lot for your time and the interview that you took to, and the time that you took to join us. We really appreciate it. Like I said, we look forward to your upcoming albums. Anybody out there, watching this right now, make sure you continue to support the homie. Also, take heed to his words that, be real to yourself, be genuine. If you want to do these kind of things, do it because it comes from the heart, not because you want some sort of external recognition from anybody on social media. I appreciate your time, homie. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, dog. Appreciate you for what you're doing for the for the culture, bro.
Gracias. You're listening to Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.